What's up? How is everybody? For those of you guys that are just tuning in, maybe this might be your first video. If you want to know a little bit more about Janari Ranice, watch the video that says introduction, and I will definitely give you little tidbits about who I am and where I come from and what's the point in all of my videos. Anyways, I felt the need to give you guys a authentic me about growing up being a lesbian. I was about 16 years old. I had a boyfriend, and I was actually dating, and we had went to grammar school together, okay? And he got locked up. But in the midst of, like, right before he got locked up, I had kind of started experimenting and dating with girls. I didn't have, and everybody's story is different, so let's be clear. And nobody's story is greater than the others, just basically telling you guys how my story was. I wasn't like, I hated men or anything like that. I actually don't dislike men. I just feel like every guy that really ever tried to talk to me just, like, I'm not going to say every guy, but for majority, they just wanted to have sex with me, and I wasn't on that. And I'm not saying that we couldn't have it. What I'm saying is to let me decide when I was ready to have it. So I just was basically turned off majority of the time, and I always had a woman, you know. So I just strayed away from it. So back to my story, 16 years old, and when my boyfriend got locked up, I was kind of already dating a chick, so I kind of just stayed in it, and it went from one relationship after the next, and I just went to high school like that. I went to high school being openly gay, proud to be gay, at 16 though, okay? So when I went to high school, everybody just followed suit. And I'm not saying that these guys were followers, but what I'm saying is I brought it in as to where that it's okay to be who you are. So everybody came out the closet. And we had our own little group or whatever like that. And of course, people act the way they did. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even get on the pom-pom team because of my sexuality. So, and I know that because I did the jumps like I was supposed to. I was smiling, I was loud. And they picked a girl who didn't smile. She couldn't see. And she couldn't do the jumps either or a split. And here you go, you have a plus size girl who's doing all these things and you don't put her on the team. Furthermore, lets me know now as an adult that they didn't put me on the team because of my sexuality from my accusations, okay? So anyway, been a lesbian for 17 years. I grew up fighting the girls that I was in a relationship with, which I know now that that's not the way to be. That's not how it's supposed to go. And I would never in my life do anything like that ever again. Things you go through just make you see things differently. But however, I thought that was the way because I grew up as an angry child. So me growing up as an angry child, you know, having to fight because I was a big girl, because I'm a big girl in school, having to defend myself because I didn't grow up with anybody in school with me. My siblings are already grown at this point, so I had to learn how to defend myself. So a lot of times people would be cruel and they would talk about me. And to be honest, back then when you had something bad to say about me, I just hit you. That's just what it was. So, and I carried that on in my relationships. And like I said today, I see that was not the way to be inside of my relationships. And not just, it's any relationship. It doesn't matter. You know, we're not supposed to be putting our hands on each other anyway. So I enjoyed the experience. Nobody told me like, okay, this is what you should do. I just tried it. I liked it. And I kept with it. I didn't have anybody in my ear like saying, oh, well, you should be, you know, gay or you should try this or whatever. It just wasn't like that for me. Moving forward, I was in a relationship and the relationship was going bad. So at this point, it was like we were over and done with, and I decided to have a child. So I decided to have a child based upon my parents. My parents are older. My siblings are older. And it was a part of me that had a kid also, because the person that I was in a relationship with, it was like, you know how girls have the baby with, you know, have the baby with the guy, and, you know, to a way to keep him. And that was like how that was, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. So all those things came into play as to why I had a kid. So, Ethan's dad, I just was like, you know, can you give me a kid? And he was like, yeah, and boom, you know what I'm saying? We had sex. I didn't get artificially inseminated. That's just something that I wasn't into. Like, I just didn't feel like I had to do it like that. And if somebody does use artificial insemination, don't get me wrong, that's their business. You know what I'm saying? And somebody who has a child the traditional way is their business as well. There's no wrong or right way. It's more so of what the person decides that they want to do within themselves as a whole. So, here it is. I'm a mother and still a lesbian today. Yet again, you know, as I was talking about with guys before, I never really had a serious relationship with a man. And it's not that I dislike them. It's just that it never came about. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. I had fun growing up as a kid. My mother let me do whatever I wanted to do. And I kicked it a lot. I didn't really get high or drink a lot or any drink at all. I didn't really even start drinking until I got in my 30s or whatever. So, I was always a driver. So I just really wanted to, as a lesbian kid, just want to go out and kick it with our friends, her other friends that are lesbians as well. And that's really what I did. So, I don't have a story as to where it's like, oh, I was raped, you know, or somebody forced it on me. That definitely wasn't my story. And today I'm still the kind of person that does whatever that she wants to do. So, that's my truth. That's all I got. Peace.